Why didn't John David want to follow in his father's footsteps? And how did his mother secretly help him get into acting? And what about his last name holds his love life back? Hi, I'm Dylan, and let's get it straight. His name is not John and not David.
I'm saying this right now, it's John David.
Running away from a dream.
John David Washington is the oldest of 4 children of Denzel and Pauletta Washington.
The son of one of the greatest actors in history, looked up to his talented and hardworking father long before he became a living legend. Digging into filmmaking since early childhood, the boy dreamt of being an actor like his dad.
When John David was 8, Denzel landed his breakthrough role of the civil rights activist Malcolm X in Spike Lee's iconic drama. Little JD debuted on screen at the end of the movie, by the way.
I'm Malcolm X!
Malcolm X turned his father into a huge star, which changed the whole family's life, especially John David's.
All of a sudden, he wasn't the only one who idolized his father, and he wasn't just John David anymore. He became Denzels Son. His friends wanted his dad's autograph from him, and most of his achievements were attributed to being Denzels Son.
The pressure of being the great actor's descendant made him run away from his childhood dream into sports.
As he started to become successful, people started changing around me. It gave me a little anxiety, resentment, anger. So all those emotions that were happening to me, I filtered them through this outlet.
Football became John David's own domain, and he barely mentioned acting. The helmet covered his face, so nobody could accuse him of getting anything because of his last name. After finishing school, Washington got a football scholarship to Morehouse College, where he hid whose son he was for as long as he could. He tried to pull off the same trick when he got into the pros upon graduation, but got uncovered pretty soon by teammates who asked him to recite training day quotes in his dad's voice. Having gotten used to his father's fame hanging over him, John David was doing pretty good on the football field. It instilled the feeling that he was getting close to achieving something of his own. And then at the age of 29, he tore his Achilles tendon. The severe trauma finished his sports career in a snap. A part of me felt like it got shot and killed. It got assassinated, he said. All of that was fear-based, of not knowing if what I thought was my destiny, if I'm even worthy enough to claim it. At rock bottom, young Washington's almost forgotten dream of becoming an actor started to creep back up on him. First steps towards his true calling. Washington had many other options in front of him, like coaching and teaching, but it scared him much more to turn his back on his dream again. Still recovering from surgery on his Achilles, John David secretly started to go to auditions. The only person in the family who knew what he was up to was his mother.
I don't keep anything from my mom, so she usually reads my scripts first, and she's also the first person to see the final product.
Pauletta Washington, an actress, singer, and pianist, once sacrificed her career for her family, who all adore her for being their backbone. Moreover, it's Pauletta who JD is especially grateful to for his achievements today, constantly stressing that he's not only his father's son.
I'm a classically trained pianist, went to Juilliard. She's a great artist in her own right, and I learned a lot from her. My father taught me how to hunt. My mother taught me how to love.
After dozens of auditions, John David got the part in Ballers, which went on to become one of HBO's most watched comedies. It was Pauletta who worked with him on the role, going over lines with her son, quizzing him over meals, and even going hard on him while rehearsing.
And how did Denzel react when he finally found out that his son wanted to act and was about to land his first ever role in a TV show?
There was disbelief, Washington said. He kept asking questions like, for HBO? Like, home box office entertainment? Who? Really? He just kept asking questions like, is this real?
Only when Denzel got the confirmation did he express happiness for his son, and told him the exact thing John David was already bearing in mind.
As soon as this is over, you gotta go learn how to do this. The aspiring actor dived deep into learning the craft, watching tons of movies, analyzing and practicing what he saw right away. He also had to overcome the challenges his dyslexia put on him while working on the scripts. Washington split his time between shooting in California and studying in New York from a veteran Broadway actor. Though JD's last name helped him to do the first steps in acting faster, at the same time, it added extra pressure that he was still a Hollywood icon's son. The traces of that can still be seen on his face.
You're the son of one of the biggest movie stars ever.
But Washington learned to use the expectations and prejudgments he felt people placed on him as Denzels Son to grow.
It was extra motivation to do all the hard work and fuel for a strong dedication to the craft he loved. That dedication started to really pay off, hitting it big.
And I get a text saying, yo, Spike called me.
Spike Lee, the esteemed director who'd known JD since he was born, asked the guy to read one book. It was a true story of Ron Stallworth, an African-American police officer who infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan in the 1970s. When John David told Lee he found the story incredible, Spike said, "All right, see you this summer." That's how Washington got his breakthrough role in Blackkklansman.
God bless white America.
He had to keep it a secret till the script was done, but just like with Ballers, Washington told his mom. He overcame the pressure of landing the lead role in the film of the director who had made his father a legend. And for his outstanding performance in just the second of his on-screen works, John David was nominated for a Golden Globe Award. Watch what happened when John David and Denzel heard John David's name being announced.
He looked at me, gives me the field goal hands, I give him the field goal hands, and then we just do this for like 5 minutes. It was super emotional.
At the Cannes premiere of Blackkklansman, Spike Lee saw Christopher Nolan watch the film and thinks that this is what made the great British filmmaker notice Washington's talent. Nolan commented on that screening, "I just felt a sort of magnetism there. It really was an important thing for me in terms of feeling like it was meant to be somehow." Still, Christopher had spotted the future leading man of his top-secret Tenet in Ballers years before. He had no idea who JD or his dad was. He was just struck by his charisma on screen. Nolan simply couldn't get Washington out of his head while writing the script. So he called the actor into a meeting and instantly felt like he was talking to a young man on the cusp of really great things. Joining the list of Nolan movies' leading superstars like Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Matthew McConaughey, John David landed the main Tenet's role of a masterful secret agent with a big heart.
I'm the protagonist.
Apart from his acting skills, the director marked JD's physicality. Nolan said, "In every move, there's this extraordinary athleticism and energy. He's just extraordinarily graceful." Thanks to his history as an athlete, Washington was able to do all the hard body work demanded for hours of shooting. Though after wrapping, he was so wrecked he couldn't run for more than a month. But it was all worth it. Being the main movie of 2020, Tenet brought John David Washington the fame he earned with his hard work, dedication, and genuine talent. In that film, he secured a household name of his own, not that of his father. Not just Denzels Son. Zoe Kravitz, who has been friend with Washington for years, said about him, "Every year that I see him, he's more and more comfortable with himself, and he's just excited for what's to come. He's just blossomed, honestly, in the last 5 years." Even though the newly minted big star still looks a bit reluctant when asked about his dad and gives somewhat rehearsed answers, the shadow of being Denzels Son is rapidly vanishing. When asked whether he ever thought of changing his last name, Washington replied,
I'm proud to be a Washington. I think he's the greatest actor of all time. And I'm lucky to have two parents that are healthy, alive, and very active in my life that are super supportive. So that would be a disrespect to them and all the hard work.
Yet this last name seems to hinder John David's love life.
Yeah, I'm single AF.
You're single.
As handsome a man as he is, and quite a charmer on and off screen, the Tenet star confessed to Ellen DeGeneres that it's quite difficult for him to find the right woman. He struggles with trust issues when dating, not knowing for sure whether a woman is with him just because he is Denzels Son. I've been in 2 relationships and they both faltered because of the trust thing, paranoia by nature. It might have been my own paranoia that sabotaged the relationships. They were okay in hindsight, he said. Though John David remains single, he is now actively looking for a partner and dedicating himself to his family and friends, like Robert Pattinson. The chemistry between them on the set of Tenet came naturally, and the two became true besties in real life.
Listen, Rob Pattinson always finds his light.
John David said Rob is the funniest dude, a humble human being, and at the same time, a phenomenal actor he'd love to work with again. Of course, Washington keeps pushing it professionally even during quarantine. Recently, it has come out that the actor did a Netflix movie, Malcolm and Marie, with another young star, Zendaya.
You want control because you can't imagine the reason I'm with you is because I love you.
Its gripping trailer stirred a lot of interest around the black and white drama by Sam Levinson, the director of the HBO hit show Euphoria. Malcolm and Marie was filmed in secret during the COVID-19 pandemic. Guessing the early acting days' secrecy, when John David Washington was trying to hide his name, has turned into sort of his thing now.
But that's also why I didn't do a lot of press early on. I wanted just people to see the work. Let it be a mystery, sort of like a Batman Bruce Wayne complex.
John David still thinks of himself as a student of the film, but hopes that in 10 years, he'll get enough knowledge and practice to feel confident in what he does. Yes, this guy is set for a long run. Lucky us. By the way, OSSA's got a video about Zendaya's life story too. Check it out here and stay awesome.